Hey everyone, I'm Alex Williams and you're watching the weekly update with Funagain Games for the week of October 24th, 2016. Today we have a short list of new games in stock, lots of new pre-orders, and we have a very magical game of the week. Plus we get to look at what Funagain Games got up to at this year's Essen. Let's do this! International Spieltag Spiel, often called Essen after the city where it's held, is an annual 4-day board game trade fair which is also open to the public, held in October at the Messe Essen Exhibition Center in Essen. With more than 1,000 exhibitors from 50 countries, over 1,200 new games, and over 170,000 visitors, Essen is the biggest game convention in the world. And every year, Funagain Games travels to Essen to collect pre-orders and find other great games to bring to our customers. And each year, we bring back games that can normally take months or even a year to get to the US, if it ever reaches the States at all. From this year's Essen, we were lucky enough to check out and bring back some of the most anticipated games of the year. Games like Key to the City London, The Arrival, The Vampire, the Elf, and the Cthulhu, Adrenaline, Dice Jar vs. Cyclone, Virus, Cottage Garden, Age of Thieves, Papa Paolo, and so much more. Alright, now let's go over our list of brand new pre-orders. Kaiju Incorporated is a card drafting economic game. Each turn, players draft a building card and either play to add it to their tableau or discard it to generate income for themselves and other players. Players' buildings also generate research, which enables them to draft new product cards. The new product cards score victory points based on the building cards in their tableau. However, generating income can also cause the kaiju to attack you, destroying buildings or causing other kinds of mischief. In Project Mars, you work as a space industry contractor racing to be the first company with the technology and engineering levels to send humans to Mars. It's not going to be easy, as there are a number of challenges to overcome in order to accomplish a manned trip to the Red Planet, including a limited time to attempt the trip, getting necessary items, and the overwhelming cost of the mission. New Funko Pop figures available for pre-order this week include a whole series from Star Wars Rebels, Batman the Animated Series, and Disney's Moana. In Civilizations, you take the role of a leader of a tribe, and you are charged with the task of writing its CV. To do so, you choose which orders to give and which inventions, tools, buildings, and ideologies to develop. The happiness of your people depends on you. Dysenstein lets you dig up body parts, use them to build a monster, then use that monster to attack your rival's monsters, all while assembling a monster army for world domination. It features heaps of dice rolling and constant decision making to better your monster and your parts collection. You have to balance creating your monster army with creating the best monster possible. The award-winning game Orcs Must Die has made it to the tabletop. Orcs Must Die, the board game, dares you to preserve your stronghold sieged by orcs. You have traps and weapons galore, and you can team up with your friends to obliterate the nasty orcs and their grotesque allies. Orcs Must Die, the board game, includes scores of figures of favorite heroes, plus hordes of orcs, crossbow orcs, kobolds, gnolls, trolls, ogres, and more. Build an exciting fortress using a tile-based system, then watch as swarms of baddies plunge through your defenses to abolish your rift. Orcs Must Die, the board game, actually consists of two separate games. One is based on the heroic order, while the other is for the Unchained. Both are complete standalone games. The first of our new expansions for pre-order is a new expansion for Time Stories, Expedition Endurance. This is the 5th Time Story scenario about an expedition to Antarctica during the First World War. Descend into a world of sleep and splendor with the Dreamlands, the latest expansion for Eldritch Horror. For the first time, you have the chance to walk upon the sweet-smelling grass of the Enchanted Wood, travel into the underworld, or sail off the edge of the world and voyage to the moon. This expansion introduces an entirely new sideboard, portraying the mystical, ethereal Dreamlands, and includes a massive array of new spells, conditions, assets, adventures, mythos cards, and encounters for every location. Beyond the Threshold is the first expansion to Mansions of Madness 2nd Edition, introducing 2 new investigators, 1 unfamiliar creature, and a variety of additional components. This expansion will extend the possibilities of your journey through each and every unsettling scenario of uncertainty and anxiety. The new spaces to discover, people to encounter, and cards to experience all come together to bring additional scenarios as well, throwing you into the dim unknown of 2 new mysteries, each with their own unique additions to the world of Mansions of Madness. This week we have a short but fun list of new games in stock. Experience the thrill of the Fellowship's desperate race in a fraction of the time with the Lord of the Rings Journey to Mordor. Journey to Mordor is a dice game that puts you and your friends in the roles of the 4 hobbits in the Fellowship. Together, you must travel along the route of the Fellowship from Bag End to Mordor and the Mountain of Fire itself. Every turn, you'll need to press your luck, battling orcs and staying one step ahead of the Nazgul that pursue you. The player who makes it to Mount Doom first and destroys the One Ring is the winner. Space Dandy Galactic Deck Building Game Deluxe Limited Edition brings the bizarre spacefaring antics of the hit anime series as seen on Adult Swim, Toonami, to the game table. Soaring past planets, players assume the role of Space Dandy as they attempt to register aliens and earn the most wulong, the standard currency in explored universes. Featuring 200 cards featuring artwork from the Space Dandy anime series, players will attempt to fill the recently reset database of the Alien Registration Center. Recreate the biggest battles and missions in Star Wars with these lightsabers from the Black Series. You can feel like the strongest Jedi or the most evil Sith with these Force Effects lightsabers, featuring light and sound effects and a metal hilt. Imagine the thrill of a heated battle. Ticket to Ride Rails and Sails takes the familiar gameplay of Ticket to Ride and expands it across the globe, which means that you'll be moving across water, of course, and that's where sails come in. Ticket to Ride Rails and Sails puts a few new twists on the Ticket to Ride formula, starting with split card decks of trains and ships. 3 cards of each type are revealed at the start of the game, and when you draw your cards, you replace them with a card from whichever deck you like. Ticket to Ride Rails and Sails includes a double-sided game board, with one side showing the world and the other side showing the Great Lakes of North America. Players start with a differing number of cards and tokens depending on which side they play, and each side has a few differences in gameplay. Don't forget to check out our special video this week that runs down all the new games in stock that we brought back from Essen. Now for our top 5 bestsellers this week. Number 5 this week is Solarius Mission, followed by Honshu at number 4. We have A Feast for Odin at number 3. Cottage Garden is our number 2 this week. And number 1 is Scythe Invaders from Afar. While empires rise and fall in Eastern Europa, the rest of the world takes notice. 2 distant factions, Albion and Togawa, send emissaries to scout the land and employ their own distinct styles of conquering. Scythe Invaders from Afar, an expansion for Scythe, adds 2 new factions, 10 miniatures, 62 custom wooden tokens, and 2 faction mats. It also includes some new cardboard tokens, 2 new player mats, 6 automa cards, and a custom plastic insert designed to fit inside the expansion box or the original Scythe box. Get ready to raise your wands and duel other wizards with our new game of the week. Challenge rival students to become the best in class in Arcane Academy, an innovative board game of tile linking wizardry for 2 to 4 players that pits young spellcasters against one another in a duel for honor and prestige. Forge potent magic items and wield wickedly powerful elemental energies to outthink and outmaneuver your opponents in this elegantly simple and quick-to-learn board game that will appeal to families and experienced players alike. Arcane Academy is based on the critically acclaimed all-ages comic series Finding Gossamer, which is set in a fantasy world in which math is the language of magic. It features game design by industry superstars Eric M. Lang and Kevin Wilson in their first ever design collaboration. This week only, Arcane Academy is available at Funagain.com for 35% off. Alright everyone, that is it for this weekly update. As always, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. If you have any questions or comments about any of the games in this video, or about Funagain Games, please leave them in the comments section below, or send us an email at cs_general@funagain.com. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and subscribe right here on YouTube so you don't miss a single update.